What is up, guys? Dave here for another quick little video, and today we're gonna be talking about this thing. What is that sound? I don't know what that is. So I am now here in Atlanta, Georgia. Everything's going great, and the other day with my friend Andrew, you might have seen in this vlog, I was on my way to go get my emissions done, which in Georgia, if you're in a county that requires emissions, you have to go get the tags after that. With no emissions, no tags. Only problem was that my Virginia tags were gonna expire, in like 3 days. So I was like, you know what? I gotta go get this over with. Stop procrastinating. Go get your emissions done. So I drive to the first place, and as soon as I'm about to get there, check engine light. I'm like, crap, what do I do? So then I end up clearing the code and being like, oh, no big deal. I'll pass next time. So I drive to the next emissions place and fail for ECU readiness, which means basically they know that you cleared the code. I'm like, well, crap, I wonder what the code is if I'm not being able to pass, and I wonder why the light is coming back on. So I plug it in, I scan it, it says Cadillac. Wow. So I scan it and it says catalytic converter inefficiency in banks 1 and 2. So I'm like, you know what? It's probably just an exhaust leak. No big deal. So I'm thinking if it's cat inefficiency, it's probably between maybe the header and the cat. That's my guess anyway. So at one point, I reached under the car and I felt it coming out of that area, and I was like, oh yeah, that's definitely the problem. So on the third day, I go to a shop and I say, hey, dude, here's a little bit of money. Can you fix this exhaust leak? It's a super easy job. They go, yeah, sure, no problem. Wait that entire day, come back, grab my car. They go, okay, we think we got it. See you later. Well, unfortunately, when I started driving around, I started hearing this kind of chattery noise. And this chattery noise, I could not really figure out what it was. It was kind of scary. And I was like, well, maybe it's just the new gasket or something. I don't know. This is weird. So the next day, I'm like, okay, so I got to clear the code and then drive it around, get the ECU ready for emissions because now it's fixed. So I drive 45 miles to reset my ECU. Usually ECUs are around 35, 45 miles in order to reset all the systems to have them ready for something like an OBD2 emissions test. Here in Georgia, they plug up your car to the state computer, so there's like no way around getting this. You have to have the car ready. I drive around, I go into the country, explore some back roads, and then check engine light. Of course, cat inefficiency again. I'm like, okay, what the heck? Did I kill one of my cats? Oh, you might think, but David, didn't you have an off-road X-Pipe on your car without cats? Well, that was before I did the Pro Charger. The Pro Charger required, with that tune that came out of the box, it required to have the stock mid-pipe and the catalytic converters. So the next day I decided to go to Buford at the muffler shop. These guys were so nice, and they brought out that awesome snap-on scanner that's like crazy expensive, but it does amazing things. So they plug it up, they rev it up and down, they do everything they can to figure out what's going on, and they finally figure it out. I have a header leak in my car. So with that, it has deterred everything else in the exhaust system, so it killed one of my cats, and so on and so forth, from running too rich or whatever. And so I'm like, holy crap, can you guys fix this? They're like, no. Then I call my friend Alex, who had the 2015 Mustang that I had reviewed. He grew up in Marietta, Georgia, and I was like, listen, where should I go to get my Mustang fixed for any kind of performance issues? He goes, well, you go to Injected Engineering. I'm like, okay, sold. So I drive my car all the way to Kennesaw, Georgia, where they are. I walk in, I explain my situation, and just like that, I was like, well, if I'm gonna be replacing these anyway, why would I go with the stock configuration again if the Pro Charger and everything else aren't gonna communicate well? If it's gonna deter the cat and deter everything again, I might as well go long tube headers. So that's what's happening. So I'm gonna go Stainless Works long tube headers on Smurf because I have to. So Smurf, you're a jerk. I'm sure you're like, wait, aren't your tags expired now? Maybe. But I went to the DMV, I tried to talk to them about it. I was like, listen, I'm really trying to make things right. I'm trying to get my tags the legal way. I'm not trying to swindle anybody. Look, this is my situation. So if you move into the state of Georgia and you already have a car, you're gonna have to pay this personal property tax that's like slammed at you all at once, when most states with personal property tax is every single month. It's just like a payment. So by paying some of those taxes, I now have kind of a good faith kind of thing if I were to get pulled over with these plates on the car. I'm trying to get the Smurf plate here. We're gonna see how it works out. Hopefully I can get it. If not, I'll just add more R's. But yeah, that's the situation. At 83,000 miles, Smurf finally decided to be stupid. But you know, this is with a Pro Charger on the car and everything else. So do I know if I would have gotten that header leak without the Pro Charger? I don't know. I honestly don't think I would, because it's just so much more air and exhaust and force and what have you. Injected Engineering, thankfully, is going to retune the car on a dyno as well, so we're going to find out how much power Smurf actually makes, and whatever it makes, I'm going to be happy with it. I don't really care about the number, but at least we'll know now. So basically, I spent 6 days of my life just trying to solve this issue, and it was an absolute nightmare. I couldn't make videos, I couldn't edit, I couldn't grocery shop, I couldn't do anything to like advance my move here. And it was just such a pain in the butt, and it just made me feel like the state of Georgia just didn't want me here, dude. I was like, the government hates me. It just hates me so much. Why is this happening? Oh yeah, and by the way, 3 miles away is another county that I could have moved to that doesn't even require emissions. So, but I would have to fix my car anyway, guys. It's running like and idling kind of like crap. It goes up and down a lot because it's kind of confused on what's going on. Oh yeah, also the 240 is actually in really good hands right now. It's at a small little humble shop called Evolve Tuning. Huge thanks to people like Matt and Alan and the rest of the crew at Evolve Tuning. They've taken such good care of my 240SX while I've been trying to move into Atlanta and get settled in, which is kind of been tough at first, to be honest, but you know, this just makes it so much easier with professionals looking over the work that I did and finding all the problems that I did. Basically, guys, if I would have put the 2JZ inside the 240SX, it would have blown up. It would have leaked oil everywhere and the entire build would have been ruined. And that is why sometimes you gotta set aside your pride and let somebody better than you do it. So huge thanks to those guys, and yeah, other than that, the Smurfs will be alive, I promise. Alright, so that's the update on Smurf, and hope you guys enjoy the long tube headers as much as I will. Hopefully it all works out. Thanks so much for watching this quick little video, guys. Love you as always, and have a fantastic day. Take it easy.